With just a few weeks before Christmas, delivery drivers are out in full force making sure our gifts arrive on time. But what will the truck of the future look like? This week we caught up with one British company aiming to bring the next generation of trucking to the UK from next year. Welcome to Vlog Fridays, everyone. Today I have Harry Hatchwell from Tevo with us. Welcome, Harry. Can you first start by telling everyone listening who you are and what you do?
Absolutely, James. Thanks for having me. I work at Tevva electric and hydrogen trucks. Our mission is to put hydrogen and electric trucks on the road. Our trucks are the types of trucks that do middle and last mile delivery, delivering things like Ocado, delivering things like parcels, all sorts of stuff. We do technology because it matters and makes a difference to humanity. And we do everything by that. Fundamentally, by putting our trucks on the road, we can clean up the air for our children and their children.
That's great to hear. I see that's one of your trucks behind you. They're pretty beautiful trucks, I have to say.
We have done what we can to make them look like they're appropriate from a futuristic perspective. A truck is a truck, and a truck needs to do the job. It is also a very, very functional truck. So the total cost of ownership of one of our trucks is on par with that of a diesel, which is a very, very important thing because it looking good isn't going to sell the truck. It has to be a real replacement, a real substitute for a diesel truck.
So Harry, the Tevva truck is the first British designed 7.5 tonne electric truck designed for mass production in the UK. Can you tell us what this means for you as a business?
You're absolutely right in saying that we are about to gear up for series production, and we are trying to simplify manufacturing as much as we can because we value the idea of being able to replicate and scale these manufacturing facilities all over the UK, all over the world. So we have recently raised $57 million. That's going to be put towards our first British manufacturing facility. And by sort of middle of next year, that will be in a place to actually begin series production. We're aiming for trucks in the hands of customers in September and October of 2022.
These trucks look so futuristic. Will these trucks be driven by humans or will they be autonomous?
Well, there's two sides of that. At first, yes, our trucks will be very much driven by humans. But of course, tomorrow's future will be autonomy. We believe we have an amazing autonomous application. Delivery, of course, is something that needs to be more efficient. And equally, of course, as the evolution of technology forms safe, autonomous sort of applications in urban spaces, we will be working on those sorts of things to ensure that our trucks are very much at the forefront of that and making sure that we are bringing a new layer of safety to the roads in urban spaces.
So Harry, you keep saying that the environment, sustainability is one of the huge goals for Tevva. Can you tell us a bit more about the impact that you're planning to have on the world?
The problem is that trucks actually emit a quarter of all greenhouse gases on the road in the globe. Just by converting those diesel trucks to electric, we can actually remove about 10 million tonnes of CO2 by 2030 through transitioning to Tevva vehicles. So that's the equivalent of about 1 million cars taken off the road. We then also have the benefits of circular economy principles that we operate by as well.
That sounds like a brilliant goal. But some people out there are unconvinced, let's say, that this electric vehicle revolution is going to be sustainable or commercially viable. How do you respond to those comments?
I think that we've proven really that you can find a commercial way of packaging up the electrification of a truck. I don't think commercially it makes sense to have pure electric trucks. We don't believe in it being commercially viable to have pure hydrogen trucks. So we play in the middle of the two. And in doing so, we operate in a unique space. Over time, it is as cheap or as expensive, however you want to look at it, to run an electric truck as it is to run a diesel truck. The starting cost of an electric is higher, but because you have much lower maintenance and servicing and you don't have diesel costs, there is a point where they cross. And it's at that point that they create parity. So that's what we're aiming for. I think we found a really clever solution to a really big problem. And I guess the proof will be in the pudding. We'll see as we roll these things onto the road.
Harry, one of my favourite questions, we always uncover some great hidden gems here. Are there any other companies in the mobility space that you are inspired by personally or Tevva is inspired by?
Look, I'm gonna fangirl here a little bit and just say that I have huge respect for what Flock are doing. I think Ed's a great co-founder, and I think you're operating in a way that actually could eventually talk to the Tevva proposition. I'm sure we should be exploring something that looks like a sort of price per mile of insurance product that can sit across our fleet. I think what you're doing is awesome, and would love to to continue talking to you about.
Great, Harry, that was the end of my questions. It's great to have a company on here who is helping forefront the revolution in the heavy goods logistics industry.
Thank you so much, James. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to continuing the conversation with Flock in due course.
Great to hear. Is there anything you would like to say to our listeners, to our watchers, before we close this off?
No, just that you can hopefully expect to see our trucks on the roads next year. And if you'd like to follow us and our progress, we're obviously on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and hit us up. Trying to do our bit for the environment, we're trying to do our bit for society, and we're trying to apply the right pressure in the right places to make sure that we're not just doing it on our own and we're bringing everyone up with us. So, yeah.
Brilliant. That's just what everyone wants to hear. Thank you very much, Harry.
Thank you very much. See you soon.